Welcome, everybody. I was supposed to be in St. Louis, but we had a tornado come through and it wiped out all the ways out of my place. So I'm going to have to put it off for a day or so till I get the mess cleaned up. Anyway, we're over John's today. We're going to draw a set of plans, cut a foam wing, going to build a lightweight profile for Super Tiger 60 because I don't have a profile. So somebody had asked on the forum, how do you draw plans? Voila, this is it. Piece of paper.
Pencil and some straight edges.
Yeah, okay. So first thing is we got a root rib we're going to use. We're going to cut the foam core to this. We're also doing something different on this wing. It will be a complete lost foam wing. And what I mean by that, there will be no foam in a foam wing. So we'll see how that works out. D. Rice had done that article in Stunt News, and we're going to kind of copy them of sort. So not much going on. Hang with us. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be here until we're done. Okay.
Drew a center line up. So there's your center line of your wing. You get your datum line up from your center line. That's the top of your fuselage, where you can turn it upside down and then measure everything off of that.
Why don't you grab one of your Super Tigers so you can see how long it is. Okay, we're going to kind of stick pretty close to basic numbers. I'm going to try 10 1/4, 17. I think that would be about right, don't you, John?
Yeah, 10 1/4, 17, 18, somewhere around in there.
I don't like the long airplanes, so 17 is plenty. So now we're going to come back off the trailing edge, 17 inches, make a mark. We got this paper squared to the bench, so we can use the bench as a drafting table. TE. Don't make a mistake and make that mark and make that the leading edge, because then you'll end up with a 20-inch tail moment. Normally, I like the stabilizers to be, I try to keep things simple so we can get 4-inch wide material. So why not make the stabilizer 4 inches wide? So we'll make another mark at 4 inches up from the trailing edge. This is really rudimentary. That's the leading edge of the stab. I don't know how many washers we got. We have a center line drawn here, but we're not going to run it on the center line. I don't want it all inline airplane. So it's not going to be exact anyway. This will be the 1 1/4 down. How does that work? This line is, because this is different. I see what happened. I've got this in line. I want it up here.
That's all right. You just take a square and
Yeah.
run it on up to wherever you want it, because you're running your stab on your datum line, right? Where you can lay flat on your building surface.
Yeah. Why don't you grab one of them motor mounts? We can use it as a spacer. I know you got a drawer full of them. I don't know how many people we got watching, but maybe nobody.
You want a whole build up? Or just a piece of wood.
Well, if you got a built-up one, already. Close enough.
There's just a piece of wood if you need just a piece of maple.
Yeah, this is for stabilizer line. I use a lot of, we know,
That's a 1/2 by 3/8 inch piece of maple.
right, it's forked too. It's close enough, so. You're not building a watch. This is only a general idea of what's going on. And so we want to copy that. Copy. And we're going to come over here and invite some people in off Stunt Hanger at the bench. Whoever will come in. The sinus at the bench. New topic. Drawing plans. Maybe Jerry's probably. Oh, he can't watch it. He's got no electricity.
No iron power, yeah.
DRA. Drawing plans. Live. STREAM. And if people come in, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine too. Unbelievable. I didn't. Most guys are at work. Of course. Control C.
Well, it depends on wherever they're working at. They might not be able to get on anything either. The power outages are out there. A lot of people, 58,000. Is that what you said?
5 million in the area.
5 million in the area.
Control V. Post. I'm sorry that I'm not Rusty. Ever since I gave Rusty the the reins in doing the hangouts, he's done a great job. But let's see what we got here. Doing the hangouts, he's done a great job. Gotta shut that off. All right, we don't have any viewers, which is fine. Let's pop the chat out so we can see that. Pop out the chat. And we'll close this. Go. There we go. Okay, if you got a question or whatever, type it in chat, or you're welcome to join. The link is on at the bench thread, and we'll go from there. So
You're going to use 3/4 of an inch up from the center line of your wing for the bottom of your motor, or bottom of your maple pads.
more than likely, let's see here. 3/4. Where the hell is the table? There we are.
Pretty standard number, pretty 5/8 to 3/4, somewhere around in there. Gives you enough motor offset above the center line of the wing to sort of help compensate for the weight of the landing gear and such not hanging down below the wing.
And as long as it's not center line, we got prop clearance.
Very much. It's all inline designs. That's why a lot of guys didn't build those things was because you had to have extremely long landing gear to.
Another nice thing about this, it gives you enough room to run the motor mount into the wing.
Now that's a profile, so that'll lay flat on there.
This way, yeah.
So you want whatever the width is at is, you've gotta. That's where your datum line's going to come in.
Always be
This
above.
is going to be almost all the way up here to your datum line to get your 3/4 of an inch to the center line of this. This is if you're building a full fuselage. Well, you got that laid out right there.
You know, I normally don't do this. I just build them.
This you want the halfway point to be at the 3/4 inch line above.
Oh, there we go. That looks better. So how wide is this? 2 inches?
2 1/4 maybe, or 2 1/8.
No, it's inch and 5/16. No, inch and 3/8. Inch and 3/8. Who we got? Anybody? No. Not anybody. Okay. Let's do the TLAR method
11/16 is what it is, but
right there. That looks right, doesn't it? Right on that. That look about right?
any of this will work. It's you gotta. What do you got here? You got an idea. Approximately 1 inch and 3/8, a little bit heavy 1 inch and 3/8. So I normally would run it like that. I would split if I want the center line of this measure to be on my 3/4 inch mark. So I run this wherever, and you adapt the fuselage to fit.
Okay. Measure up from there, and how far is it? Might as well make it 3/4. So we need to, yeah, it's right there.
So your 3/4, you're right on your datum line. So that's the bottom side of that top maple mount.
So let's go this way. What the hell's going on here?
So you can't use that piece of maple that is warped. So
Yeah.
you gotta measure everything off your datum lines.
Like I say, I normally don't do this. I just lay it on a piece of wood and put it together.
Yeah. It's a little trickier, but
So
not too hard. Anybody can do it. Sparky uses that TLAR method, and really, it's not too far off the beaten path of what you need.
So we got 1, 2, 3/8. One, 2, 3/8. What the heck? 1, 2, 3/8. There's the first motor mount. Close enough. That's up quite high, isn't it? That's up way high.
It's the same height as what it would be if you were doing this. Well, you might be an 1/8 inch lower. You see, this would normally be sitting in here like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then your motor would be sitting here.
Try on the side.
So see, this is the center line. You're just like that. You're right there on the money.
Okay.
You're an 1/8 inch high. Actually, you're an 1/8 inch high by going with this datum line because you're not allowing for the thickness of the motor mounts when it would be like this. The thickness of your motor mounts put your motor an 1/8 inch this way. So you need to hold this down 1/8 inch up this top datum line, and then that puts you right exactly the same, whether you're sideways or right side up.
Okay. This is the bottom of that is on the datum line. Ah, I like the TLAR method.
See, you're still off.
Who we got here?
Hey, Sparky. Long time no see.
Hey, Michael.
Finally figured out what I had done. I'd had to reboot this computer on Linux three times, and they had shut off the at the bench. So I hadn't been able to get on until I got back on there and found out it had unchecked the login. Don't ask me why.
Well, we're just kind of playing today. A tornado came through and wiped everything out over my house.
Oh, jeez. Good old global warming.
Yeah, right.
That is right, though.
Yeah, here's what happens when you make mistakes. You take one of these things here,
Yeah.
and you sort of get rid of this stuff. Which is ain't no big deal. I got a brush down underneath there. You can brush that shit out with. Just make your lines light to begin with. So what you got going here is you got this. Here's your datum line that you wanted this motor at to begin with. And it's an 1/8 inch actually below that line. Because you got aluminum motor mount pads.
Right.
Lined up on that. We end up down here this is the center line of the motor.
So that's gonna be 5/8, right?
So yeah, you're up here 5/8 of an inch, should be right at that. Yeah, it's right at 5/8 of an inch. So when you turn this on your side, you want the center of this, which is 2 1/8.
TLAR, that looks about right. Okay.
So here's your center line mark. This center line mark should be
Right there.
right on the top of the aluminum measurement line.
That looks better.
So there you sit right there. So you got a mark right here, which is 1 inch. Around here, 1 inch. That's the top of your motor mount.
Okay, now measure down 3/8 of an inch.
So then
Or
you
it's 1/2 inch. Because the motor mount goes in, no, it goes in that way.
goes in just like this. This would be your motor mount.
Now that's,
Of course, this would be out of your fuselage. You just run a piece of stick up through there, but it's still the same thing.
right, okay. So it goes on that line right there. I bet it's really boring.
Not really.
It is to me.
Just as a heads up, I'm hoping to go see how a stunt pattern's flown properly in August, September. I think both the wife and I are going to try to take a vacation, go to the team trials to watch.
Well, that ought to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm enough straight it. Run that one on out there. Clear off these lights is sort of.
Yeah.
I always try to take that motor mount back to the high point of the wing or somewhere around in there.
We got too many damn lines up there. It'll be apparent though when I guess we could do it in felt tip.
There's no lines. This right here. If you look at this like this, an 1/8 inch below this line this is your maple motor mount. It really looks sort of funny, but
Why does it look like the lines are wrong?
they're all running off that center line. They can't be wrong.
Okay, draw a line right there.
This right here is the center line of your motor, actually.
That's the bottom motor mount, that's the top.
Or the top, yeah, the top motor mount, bottom motor mount. So you got MM here and MM here. So this is a motor mount.
Right.
It's going to come all the way back into there. And this is a motor mount.
Okay. 10 1/4 inches. I don't know, you got a 6 ounce or 7 ounce tank. Let's see here. We need a line right here.
You got 7 ounces in there, 7 inches. So you can have a 6 3/4 ounce tank, basically, or 7 ounce if you build it thicker.
Yep.
You get a line right here because this is your spinner line.
Right. We don't. This is a balsa filler here. That's all balsa. So what's SB here? Okay, I'll leave a little bit there. That's the nose ring.
This has been redone by Bowman.
Okay. Well, we got any watchers besides you, Mike?
Not that I know about.
See, now you got your tab height established, you got your motor height established. Now all you got to do is design some kind of outline for the fuselage around this.
Where's
This
that
will
needle?
come back here. This line only has to go to the high point of the wing. I always carry back to about the high point of the wing. It's a guesstimation. You can take it back further if you want or whatever.
Where's them one of them needle nose spinners?
These unobtainium.
Unobtainium spinners. That nice spinner, mister. Where'd you get that? China, California. You got the black pens, right?
4.
To outline this thing one at a time.
My state.
See what the mark, too many marks on this paper. There we are. Why won't that go in there? Oh, well.
It's just a guesstimation though. He's just trying to see what the spinner will look like on there. So it's not really much to do about anything. It's a 2-inch needle nose spinner.
All right. So now we're gonna have wood on top of this to flow back into that. You have any French curves? Or we could use this. Right?
I tell you what I always do is I just take one of these straight edges here and I set it up like this and I figure out where I want it to go and I just sort of bow it to what I want. And then I draw a line to whatever my bow is.
Okay, hold it right there.
Rough shape. Now you need. What are you gonna do here? How are you gonna incorporate
I don't know.
this right here? You can do 1, 2 things. You can do it like that.
No, I don't want a pointy looking thing.
Or you can come up here and then make a regular stunt like profile.
Yeah.
Uh, you can set your motor in there if you want to. See where your motor is going to sit at.
Okay.
It's going to be somewhere around about like that.
Okay, take it away.
Lick your thumb and hold it back and say, yeah, that looks about right.
That's exactly right. Okay. So now,
See, I normally put about, might be 3 inches down here from the bottom of the stab to the bottom of the fuselage back here, and then I taper forward to whatever. Since this fuselage is going to go back here about 3 inches probably further than that vertical line you got right there.
4 inches.
4 inches, well, okay, 4 inches. That'll be your elevators.
Right.
And then
The rudder will be about 1 inch wide back here because I don't want, how long is this ruler? 48?
48-inch ruler, so
Yeah. I don't want any longer than 48 inches long.
I need a 46 right now, right where if your rudder ended at the end of your elevators.
To be. So let's, yeah, this is a profile, so I can get away with that. So let's just do 3 inches then. And add it.
No, you want the same numbers as what you put on your big plane. It's the exact same thing. The only thing you're doing different is it's a profile.
Yeah. Okay.
So the
So
numbers will fly the same. As long as you do all the numbers the same, the numbers will fly the same. But if you go changing your numbers, then you'll be hacking off your elevators like you did the last time and adding an inch to it.
no, I wasn't going to make the elevator short. I just was gonna make the fuselage shorter. Be a 4-inch elevator.
Well, you still got to keep your numbers the same. So you know, 4 and 4 and whatever your moment arm is here that you want from here to here.
17 and a
That's
quarter.
17 and a quarter.
I think so.
You got that. That's 17. That's all right. Just give or take a little bit. It doesn't make that much difference. Come back here about another inch.
Yeah, the rudder will kick up this way.
Then you can take whatever you want to make your rudder out of it. I might have one drawn up here somewhere already. I had one.
How much damage did you have, Sparky?
I didn't get any, but not what I want. I didn't get any, but
God.
There's a fuselage that I'd drawn up. That's sort of an extra 300 sort of looking fuselage.
pretty close to what we got here.
This is an all inline
Yeah, I didn't want that.
design. This is actually my line dancer.
The pole dancer
Line dancer.
with the big old fat airfoil.
Yeah, it's got a fat airfoil on it, all right. That airplane is actually a Suede copy of a
Yachniko.
Yashinko Classic.
Yeah.
For the wing rib shapes, slings and such not. And then with some sort of modification of the number to what I wanted. But right now you got everything laid out right now. So there's not much more to designing your own airplane than just making it look like what you want to
Hold
look
that
like.
there. That ain't right. Hold it down. I'm finishing out the nose here.
Remember, you do this in pencil and not ink to begin with, so you can erase your lines when you make mistakes. You're gonna make that thing sort of look like a
Like what?
what's that? Ernowski's a cardinal.
No.
Sort of a cardinal looking canopy on there. Here you can use this for your fin and rudder.
No.
This is almost just exactly what you got on your airplane.
No, that's more like a Viper rudder.
Well, isn't that what you build all the time, Vipers?
Kinda. That's what we're gonna. This is an XL Viper.
Listen, there's only so much you can do because just about every shape and plan form and cockpit look and all that stuff's already been done before. It's just a matter of you putting the parts and pieces together to try to suit your own eye as best you can.
Okay, that's good enough.
You want that 48 incher? Go all the way back over to there.
I want to keep this. Yeah, that's about right, isn't it?
Hey, that's all it has to be. Is that looks about right. Because it really makes no aerodynamic difference. Not going to make or break the way the airplane flies. This is just all aesthetics. And by the looks of it, it's looking sort of sleek. You can, when you start sanding this thing, you can sand it however you want to. You're going to be off those lines no matter what anyway.
You're right. This is just a guess of what's happening. This was a video, and I'll move the camera over so you can see what the plant form looks like when I get it drawn here. But this was a video for a guy that was asking, how do you draw plants? Well, this is how you draw plants. It's not a big deal.
There's just some numbers. You get the numbers, and it's a plus or minus a certain bit. You can, that could vary up to inches. But, if you get some basic numbers from a proven design, and you can put whatever, you put your airfoil on it, whatever airfoil you want.
I built many airplanes off a napkin.
I hardly ever use even a plan. If anything, I'll do something like this, and then I never go by it.
Right.
I just have numbers in my head that have worked for me over the years, and they're easy to come by. If anybody's ever had an SV or Cardinal or Impact or a Pattern Master or whatever designs that you like, just take those numbers and lay them out on a piece of paper, and then build a shape around it. Make the fin whatever you want to look. Try to keep in the same amount of square inch areas and such. And you really hardly can't go wrong.
Now for the rudder, I'm just laying out some lines to see how it looks. And we'll go from there. Let's see.
See, Sparky tends to like that older classic sort of style look. Some guys might like a more modern, stiletto type look, which I call a more modern looking airplane, a sleek, rakish thing. But he likes, the Aries Argus sort of classical.
Yeah, I do.
Look. So everybody's got their own taste, and you can even throw a bit of skill into it, like
I could have made it look like a P-51 or
right, whatever you want to in there, and you just draw it around your marks that you had on there to begin with. Mine looked like an extra 260 or an extra 300 or something like that, and it's just how it came out with. I didn't intentionally go out and say I'm going to build it, draw it like an extra, but once I got it all drawn out, I'm like, well, that really does look like that.
So basically what we're telling you is the mannequin or the clothes on the mannequin don't matter. Those first numbers that we laid out, the wing, the rib, the elevator, and the motor location are what matters.
Or this shape right here.
Now you got to show them, stand over this way.
Or this shape right here.
Yeah, use your shoe.
It's pretty close.
Yeah. I've drawn many ribs with my shoe. Okay, so now a little roundy pointy there, and a little gusset there. And now we're gonna do the elevators. Or you got a circle template?
Over in that drawer right there. One on the right. Drawer on the right.
The biggest thing about this airplane, this profile, is it's going to have a 60 in it, but I'm going to try to keep it light. I'm going to try to keep it around 48 ounces.
It'll be 60 powered, 60 ounces.
Nope, it won't be that. It won't be that heavy. Shouldn't be. There's a 1/2 inch.
it's pretty hard when you get a 60-inch wingspan airplane, whether it's a profile or not. You got damn near as much wood in a profile as you do a build-up. And I build up my fuselage. I build a 60 size profile. I use half by half.
That's what's going to happen here.
Stock, top and bottom, and then I sheet it with 16th inch or 8th inch, whatever you want to sheet them. They 16th's fine. Do sort of a geodetic ribs like in it, and you know it's hollow. They come out pretty stiff like that. By the time you cover them and you know put silk span on them and all that stuff, they get pretty stiff. I got one out there that'll fly every bit as good as a full PA ship.
I think I want to put my push rod inside the fuselage.
Well, it's a ½ inch in there you got to play with. It's a lot of extra work. I just put it on the outside and forget about it.
Okay, I guess then I'm gonna do my hinges. So I'll show the ½ inch.
Are you gonna do the recess?
Yeah,
You gotta go 3/8 on that. Or is that 3/8?
yeah, well,
I think I went that. No, I think I went a quarter.
when I first
You
started,
went 3/16 and I went a quarter, I think, on this.
when I first started doing these, I used ½ inch elevators or ½ inch stabilizer and 5/16
Elevator.
elevator. But I'll make these two pieces 3/8, and that should be good enough.
Well, you're making a flat,
Yeah, it's just a
plain Jane
1,
flat
2, 3, 4.
elevator or stab,
Right,
and not an airfoil stab.
right. It's too much of a pain in the ass.
It is. They're hard to get lined up on zero, and they're harder to make. They look a lot better. I think they probably perform better, but some might, debate that fact.
Yeah, there's been debates. It all works as long as the airplane's light.
I don't think we fly at high enough numbers or fast enough numbers to be super critical.
How come you're home today, Mike?
Just trying to do some house cleanup. I've had all kinds of interesting stuff going on in my life. Got this stupid thing on my lower left eyelid that keeps coming back. So they basically said you were done putting chemo cream on it. So I got to go get a third of my eyelid cut off the 21st of June. Hopefully it'll get rid of it. Hopefully it'll get rid of it for good, because I'm sure tired of it.
I got a good steady hand.
I'll let you and M do it. Thank you.
Well, hey, we got the anesthesia right here. These dead blow hammers work real good. They knock you right out.
No, thanks. Nah, a headache afterwards just it ain't no fun.
Oh, that's true too. It was a thought anyway.
Okay, you got a 2-inch wheel?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. Need to look. Need the wheel to be right at the leading edge, the center line of the wheel.
Well, you can calculate that actually if you wanted to, but
Of course, it went under the bench, probably rolled all the way across the shop.
of course, that's normally what happens.
Well, let's see here. We're going to be running a 13-inch propeller, and we need an inch of ground clearance, so it's got to be 7 inches off the ground. 7 inches.
Measure down from the center line.
Yeah. Seven inches. Right there.
God, move, body.
Might have a big circle pencil.
Yeah, that didn't come out too good.
I don't have one. I got a compass.
So Jerry said he was going to the field, huh?
It's Tuesday night, it's flying night, tornadoes or not.
I'm going to let you guys go. I've got some stuff I got to take care of. I'll probably be on the Hangout Friday since I finally figured that mess out. We'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy.
Be
Okay,
careful.
bye.
This didn't work very well.
It's just a basic. It doesn't matter when you build the airplane, then you bend your landing gear. You'll make sure you have that.
Yeah. I guess I'll use Duro gear on this. The easiest.
Yeah. The biggest thing you got this rake here, and that just sort of tells you what 12 degrees or 13 degrees, but really when I always set them up, I always go find my CG,
Which is right there.
and then I go, what, 11 or 12 degrees forward of the CG.
They always end up the center line of the wheel right at the leading edge. If you look at all your airplanes, if they're gonna land right.
Yeah, they're pretty close to that. But pretty much work off anything at that dimension. If you want them to land smoother on asphalt, you can move them back a little bit from there. But if you want a sort of a dual grass pavement landing gear, it works fine. You got a tail wheel back there somewhere. You know how much, if you're flying off a lot of grass, you want to make it set a little more level, but then if you're flying off, or you're set a little more tail down, but if you're flying off pavement, you want it set sort of level.
I think that's pretty close right there. Who's that? Jerry?
Nah, that's my daughter.
It's that easy. I don't know how long we've been working on this, but that's the airplane. I'll get a felt tip pen and do the outline, and it's really simple. That's a side view. We can do the top view, I guess. I usually make my elevators to figure out, they figure 25% of the wing. Well, how I've done it all my life is the stabilizer width or span is the distance between the center line of the inboard wing to the tip, not to the outboard tip, to the last rib. So if we got 28 inches, that's what the stab is. If we got 30 inches, that's what the stab is. And then, like I say, I keep things simple. If I've got 4-inch material, I use a 4-inch stab. If I got 3-inch material, I use a 3-inch stab. Same basically with the flaps, which I've made some mistakes on flaps. So you try to keep the flaps a little smaller. These will be 2 3/4 at the root, and I think they're 1.5 inches at the
Inch
tip.
and a half, 1.25 inches at the tip.
Yeah. So it's pretty simple. So there's the plan form. Let's get a pen here. I like using Sharpies, but these are really Sharpie.
There's Jerry.
Is he gone?
Just saw in the news that Deweese or Weggers in garden area hit hard, so stay away from that area.
Ask him if he's got power yet. What's he doing at work if there's no electricity?
Barb says everything.
What?
We went into the basement. However, your dad went outside to see if he could spot it. Probably fended it off with his masculinity.
Did he call you from the cell phone?
He text messaged me. I imagine he's still at the shop. I mean, I asked him if he's got power yet, if he's still at work. So I would imagine he's still at work. And most guys will go in there and stay there and check.
Answer the phone.
He says, no, I have a feeling that it might be a while. So he's at home, evidently.
We asked him, are you at home or at work?
I asked him, you have power yet? Or are you still at work? He says, no, I have a feeling that it might be a while.
Yeah, so he went home.
Go home, yeah.
What?
They got that many people with power out. He said he went over there, the electric lines were down consistently the whole way in. So, I mean, they got to go and get all those things back up before they'll have any resemblance of power back.
So when he says Waggersville, is that the field,
Mhm.
flying field? So there, he's not going to the field.
Evident might not, because he says that they should stay away from that area, according to what he saw. Hit hard and to stay away from that area. We might have to take us a little ride anyway.
We can ride over to my apartment and get some wood.
Mhm.
That's pretty good, doesn't it? Pretty racy.
Looks like a Sparky airplane.
Pretty racy.
It's a little sleeker in the canopy area. That's why I was sort of saying a Cardinal. The only thing a Cardinal has got a straight down here instead of
Yeah.
rounded. I prefer myself a canopy look, where this would come here and sort of swoop down a little bit. But it doesn't make any difference. You do want some side area back here,
Right.
because that's where you get all your overhead tension from and all that stuff, is this side area. This, you might end up cutting this down a little bit in the end. This is a little tall.
Well, how I figure rudders is by what size propeller I'm going to run.
Well, there's an area that you're supposed to, I guess.
What if I cut that out?
Listen, you got a stiletto out here or something like that that has no rudder, whatever, a Genesis or whatever a Bobby Hunt made, that has really
Guppy?
not a lot of rudder shape at all. It just has the width of the fuselage basically coming back here. That gives us, and the fuselage is sort of an airflow in its own sense, and it gives you enough. I don't know how many of these I've broken off as a kid and went out and flew anyway and didn't have no fin or rudder on it at all, and they flew just fine. But this can affect the way the airplane does handle. I mean, if it's grossly too big,
Oh, there's a message.
then you could very well have a handling problem. That's probably Jeremy. No, that's my daughter. Well, see, we got a group message here. She's actually talking to Barb, but she sent the messages to both of us. So every message they text back and forth.
I hate that. I hate
Me
that.
too.
I got on one of them chain messages that Rusty sent out of one of them files, and there was 40 guys, and every 2 seconds.
You're ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding,
and I'm at work. I find stop.
Yeah.
Take me off this list.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah, I don't like that. Oh well. It doesn't matter. Canopy painted. That can be.
You can do whatever you want to that.
Yeah, I usually don't.
I mean, all this is subjective, I mean, that changed when you build it even.
Yeah.
It's this shape right here that you want, right? This top shape where it flows into the spinner nice. This you want to clear. You want to, if it's a full fuselage, and you're trying to make it like a full fuselage, lay your motor on the side and have it clear the motor. But really, that doesn't even have to do that on profile.
No, could have made it just straight to the bottom.
But this width up here does do a lot of vibration dampening,
Right.
for a profile airplane.
I'll have the a cheek cowl on it.
Yeah, I run some 1/8" plywood, like normally back here to the high point of the wing, and I just taper it at an angle like that, and then run it all the way to the
1/8"
center of that
lifeline.
plate. No, actually, I'll tell you what I used on my last profile plane. I didn't use 1/8" 6-ply. I used a 16" 6-ply, and then I took another piece of 1/2" balsa wood and sandwiched it on the outside of that.
Right.
I use 16th on both sides.
Right.
And I think I've been wanting to do this and I haven't done it yet, was make a cutout for the fuel tank that's recessed into the side of the fuselage. I've never done that yet. I'm sort of wondering about vibration by cutting that out, not having this dampening in
Super
there.
Tigers vibrate.
I know. I tend to leave this solid. I left mine solid on my big profiles.
However, this will be the motor mounts will end here, and this will be balsa. And seeing as that you have that, all these will be hollowed out.
Well, yeah, I hollowed them out on that one too. I ran a, you got 3/8 by half, and I took a 1/4 inch bit, I think, and ran down the center of them, so they're pretty hollowed out. All the way up to this back bulkhead here behind the motor, they're just shy of it.
Right, how, this way.
Correct. Yeah, the 3/8, a hollow, the 3/8 edge,
From about there,
or the 1/2 inch edge, yeah.
take a lot of, whatever. Okay, I got the profile of this stupid thing. Anyway, I get the camera and show you.
Well, here's what happened if you had full fuselage.
Yeah, the same thing.
Same thing, just measures like that.
So you really can't see exactly what we've done, but you can see the outline of the rudder and the stabilizer. And over here is the wing motor area. And like I say, I normally don't draw plans, but the only reason why I did this today is that the one guy asking, how do you draw plans? Well, center line of the wing, you're going to measure up whatever the distance is you want, make your everything parallel to that center line. Measure your nose moment from the leading edge to the back of the spinner. That's the nose moment. From the trailing edge to the trailing edge of the elevator. It's not a big deal.
It works. There are actual mathematical formulas that you can use to figure that stuff out. I mean, if you're sort of the rocket scientist type, there's percentages and all that kind of stuff that, the stab and elevator would be a certain percentage of the wing, and the fin and rudder a certain percentage, nose moment a certain percentage, tail moment, and it all works out from the wing. You start with the wing, and the flaps are a certain percentage of your wing area, and there
Or
are
you can
some
do it
numbers that you can go. I mean, you can take this as far as you want.
Or you can do it the Sparky way. That looks about right.
Yeah, with some basic numbers that really everybody, if you take these numbers and you go to the NATS and you measure all the airplanes out there, minus all the mathematical equations and everything, you'll find that a lot of them are within a 1/2 inch of these measurements. They're not much more than that off of it, and give or take an 1/8 inch here or there, or whatever it.
Well, I ended up, because of that spinner, at about 50 inches instead of 48.
Yeah, you can't hardly do that when you're running rudders like that.
I
You
like-
got to do a P-51 like that Takano over there.
Yeah,
That kind of rudder to get a shorter airplane.
yeah, well, I like the looks of this.
That's a SV look, or the Argus, or Aries, or Cobra, or.
Or any other habit.
And yeah, it's hard. I'll tell you what, man. I probably grew up 50 rudders one time, and I had them all cut out of pieces of paper, and I kept putting them up there and looking at them, and they were just freehanded. I didn't copy anything. And then as I threw them up on there, I could almost name the airplane that it was, and I didn't draw it from that airplane.
We could, this could be turned into a Viper rudder, really. You just make a nice round. And I might do that. Let's remember, you're not, come on, focus. Supposed to focus. Huh. Why isn't it focusing? Sorry about that, guys. Let me get this up here and should autofocus. Webcam controller. Webcam options. Follow my face. Autofocus. Huh, that's odd. To enable this, first adjust the zoom control. Okay. I tried. I can't. Webcam options. Autofocus. There we are. That's weird. There it is. There it is. Sorry about that, but I have no control over this stuff. I think the shininess of these rulers is what brought it out of focus. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw an alternative rudder on this airplane.
You probably can't even see that.
Oh, you can see it.
Can you see it?
Yeah, barely.
Your charge came in for the NAS. How much was it supposed to be?
700.
It better not, or I'll call the bank and say that was a mistaken charge.
You don't want to.
95?
Yep.
Okay. I thought you said 45 or something, so I thought maybe they had come.
No, it's like $60 for one thing and $30 for another.
It's kind of pricey, isn't it?
It's $45
Yeah.
to the AMA and $50 to PAMPA.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous the cost to fly at the
Too
NAS.
high. But
Well, I guess all the other contests are cheap. Okay.
I mean, considering you're paying your AMA dues every year, you know, at $75, you know, and you go to
What do you get for it?
Nothing.
you
Yeah.
get a magazine that has nothing in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the last magazine I got, it had absolutely nothing in it.
Well, not about control line.
Yeah, there was one little teeny article in it, but it really wasn't worth the crap.
Okay. Did you see Becky's?
Yeah, you guys got me on some group.
We've been on that group thing forever and ever. And
You gotta-
it's always-
Take me off the
Take
group.
us off the group thing. If you guys want to have a conversation, have your own
Well, she
conversation.
was asking you too if everything was okay.
We're going to take a ride and we're going to get lunch. Hot head burrito. Okay. But we'll get
I've
that.
got whatchamacallit made if you're,
We'll get that when we come back.
okay.
You want to have that burrito? Really?
You don't want it? How about Arby's or what do you got made?
Tuna salad.
You don't want hot heads or I'm buying
No, I don't really want a hot head burrito.
Arby's.
A gyro.
Yeah.
I think they got those 2 for $6 or something.
Yeah,
like that, don't they?
They do. We'll save you some money.
Don't matter.
Yes, it does. You gotta pay for that thingy,
What thingy?
your trailer.
Yeah. There's a Viper rudder right there.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Yeah, that's it.
Where do you guys gotta go?
We're gonna go to the field.
Oh, to check out the
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah, Jerry texted us and said they told everybody to stay out of that area.
Oh, so you're going
We're gonna
out
go
there?
out in that area.
Yeah,
Here it is.
gotta pick up wood. Check on my trailer,
Where's your trailer?
my apartment. Yeah,
In Trotwood.
Yeah, that's a good place to go.
yeah. I mean, I got here okay.
I'm wondering if our old house is still standing. That was right in the, should have been right in the path, you know, on Westbrook Road.
Well, they're having Jerry said the Red Cross was out there at the new school.
Trotwood's new.
Let me end this stream. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you when we on our next edition of this profile. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.